Alrighty, so we are getting deeper into some word problems here. On 4.2a, you saw our variable was always defined as the missing number, find a number. Okay, but these get a little bit more interesting and have to do with more of a story problem. All right, so we're going to define each variable, write an equation, solve, answer in a sentence, just like we did on the last lesson. The senior class has 412 students. They are assigned to different homerooms. There are 28 students in the smallest homeroom, and the remaining 12 homerooms have the same number of students. How many students are in each of the remaining 12 homerooms? All right, so it says to define your variables. If necessary, use a model to help you. Okay, so I'm going to let X, you can pick whatever letter you want, equal the number of students in remaining homeroom. Okay, the equation that we could write with that X would be 28 kids plus 12 homerooms with a certain number of kids in those homerooms equal to a grand total of 412 kids. Okay, so there's the equation. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and solve it here because our next question is how many students are in each of the 12 remaining homerooms. So let me get my other color here. We're going to subtract 28. So I've got 12x equal 412 minus 28, 384. We're going to divide by 12 or take 1/12. And that's a nice even x equal 32. Okay, so there are 32 students in each of the remaining 12 homerooms. Okay, how do you know your answer is correct? I can evaluate 32 in the original equation. So basically, just do a check. Just do a check on, so I've got 28 plus 12x equal 412. 28 plus 12 times something equal 412. I'm going to plop a 32 in here that we found to be the answer. Let's come over here. I'm out of space. 28 plus, what does that come up to be? 384 equal 412. 28 plus 384 is 412. So 412 equals 412. All right. So that one kind of scaffolded the way that you are to do these problems, A, B, C, D. Okay. All right, we're going to apply that same process with number 2. Anna had $60 to spend at the mall. She bought 2 shirts for $12.99 each and 3 pounds of candy for $2.89 per pound. How much money does she have left? All right, so you're going to need a calculator. These are yuckier numbers. Okay, so I'm going to let X be money left. So I've got the money left plus the 2 shirts for $12.99 plus the 3 pounds of candy at $2.89 a pound. And that grand total was $60 that she had total. All right, let me multiply these together and get $25.98. Multiply these together and get $8.67. $25.98 plus $8.67, I'd have X plus $34.65 equals 60. Now I'm all tightened up where I can take this $34.65 off both sides. And I've got $25.35. So in a sentence, Anna has $25.35 left. That's the answer. Okay, that's the answer, and that's the work above to show. All right, number 3. All right, sorry. Number 3, the cooking club, made some pies to sell to raise money for new cookbooks. The cafeteria contributed 4 more pies. All of the pies were then cut into 5 pieces, each sold by the piece. There were a total of 60 pieces to sell. How many pies did the club make? Use the same 4 steps as you did to solve number 1. All right, so let's let X equal the number of pies the club made. All right, so we've got the number of pies the club made plus, I think there were 4, was it? Yes, 4 more pies. All of these pies get cut into 5 pieces, which totals a grand total of 60 pieces needed to sell. All right, we could divide by 5 on both sides, but I think most kids would probably distribute. I'm going to go ahead and do it that way, since most kids would probably do it that way. Then there's 20 to subtract from both sides. If you take 1/5 of both sides or divide by 5, you're going to have 8. So the club made 8 pies. This answer is exactly what this says it was. So the club made 8 pies. Okay, number 4. Ivan received his weekly allowance on Monday, but because he has a hard time saving money, he spent half his weekly allowance playing mini golf. He then earned $4 cleaning out his parents' car. If he now has $12, how much is his weekly allowance? All right, let's let X equal weekly allowance amount. All right, so it says he spends half of his weekly allowance on mini golf, and then $4, he earned $4, and that is a total of $12. Let me make sure that makes sense. So he spent half of his weekly allowance, so he still has half left. He then earned $4 cleaning out his parents' car. Okay, so this is how much he has left after he spends half of it on playing mini golf, plus the $4 he gets from his parents' car cleaning, and he's got $12. So this will tell us when we solve this how much is his weekly allowance. Okay, so the first step in solving this equation is to take 4 off. We'd have 1/2 of an X equal 8. To make 1/2 of an X turn into a full X, we would need to multiply the whole thing by 2. So that's how much his weekly allowance is. Ivan's weekly allowance is $16. Okay, number 5. Tammy is training for a marathon. She ran 3 miles home to a lake, twice around the lake, and then home again. She ran 11 miles. How far is it around the lake? So x equals the distance around the lake. All right, so she ran 3 miles from home to the lake, plus twice around the lake, and then 3 miles from the lake to go home, and it totaled 11 miles. So there's the equation that matches this word problem here. All right, so 2x plus 6 equal 11. Take 6 off. 2x equal 5. Now we're going to go ahead and divide by 2. Divide by 2. And we get 5 halves or 2.5. So it is 2.5 miles around the lake. All right, last one, guys. A small group of students at Awesome Middle School went on a field trip. The number of boys who went on the field trip was triple the number of adult chaperones. The number of girls was double the number of adult chaperones. If the total number of students was 85, how many boys and how many girls went on the field trip? All right, so we're going to let x equal the number of adult chaperones. Okay. So then we're going to have 3 times, let's see, where was it? Triple. Number of boys who went was triple this. So that's the boys. Number of girls was double that. That's the girls. Equals 85 total students. So 5x equal 85. We're going to take a fifth or divide by 5. That's 17. So, all right, now be very careful. 17 isn't your answer. 17 is the number of adult chaperones. Okay, but if we're asked how many boys, 3 times that. So 51 boys, and 2 times that, and 34 girls went on the field trip. Okie dokie, guys. That would be word problems a smidge harder. Okay. Thanks, guys.